Hey mama, if you're listening to this, you might be carrying a secret that feels too heavy to speak out loud. You look like you got it all together, you serve at church, maybe you even lead a Bible study. You smile when you drop off the kids, but no one sees the other side of you, the one that comes out behind closed doors. At home, you are a completely different person. You yell, you explode, you scream at your kids, sometimes in their face. You tell them to shut up. You grab them too harshly. You throw things across the room. You smack them in anger, twist their ears, spank them in rage, and immediately after, you are hit with a tidal wave of shame. You cry alone in your room and you whisper, "God, what is wrong with me?" You feel scared and disgusted by your own reactions. You're terrified that someone might find out. You wonder if your kids would be better off without you. You feel unworthy, broken, and too far gone to be redeemed. You try to fix this on your own. You listen to podcasts, parenting books, download freebies, but nothing changes. You keep falling back into the same patterns, and it feels like you are stuck in a cycle that you can't break. You don't trust yourself anymore, and if you're honest, you are afraid of who you've become. But here's the truth, Mama. You are not beyond hope. You're not alone, and with God's help and the right support, you can change. I'm Elizabeth, a mom of 4 and an anger management coach for Christian moms. And inside my Calm Christian Mom coaching program, I guide women just like you through a powerful transformation. This isn't shallow behavior management. We go deep. We address your triggers, your stress, your mindset, your nervous system, and the spiritual root behind your patterns. We invite God into every layer and walk hand in hand towards healing. In just 12 weeks, you can become a completely different mom, unrecognizable. One who leads with patience, not panic. One whose children feel emotionally safe around her. One who cultivates peace. This summer, I'm offering a Calm Mama strategy session, a powerful 15-minute one-on-one coaching session designed to help you uncover the root of your anger and receive spiritual, emotional, and practical support. It's your chance to experience what coaching is like with me before diving deeper into ongoing support. If we both feel like the full program is the next right step, we can talk about what that looks like for you. You don't have to keep living like this. Your family is worth healing, and so are you. Use the link in the show notes to book the Calm Mama strategy session.
Hi, beautiful friend. I wanted to ask you, how are you? How are you really right now? How are you feeling? How have things been going with you, with your kids, in your home environment, your relationship with God? How are you, my friend? You know, I really do care about you. I do. My heart is for you, Mama, who is struggling, who feels like she is drowning, who feels like she has no time for herself. Is this you, my friend? My heart is for you. And this is exactly why I created this podcast, for you. So if you relate to the topics I talk on this podcast, I just want to say that I am so glad that you are here. You are not alone. Believe me, there are hundreds of you listening every week. And that's because you're not the only one struggling. Okay? I want you to know that you are loved by God. You are meant to be a mom. Even though you're struggling silently right now, you are meant to be a mom. You're also meant for more than survival mode. And so I'm here to support you on this journey. One of the things I heard a couple of years ago that really stuck with me, and I want to remind you this today as well, is that you were chosen out of all the women in the world to be your children's mom. You are meant to be a mom. And if you're silently struggling, my friend, there is support. Okay? Don't hesitate to reach out. That's what I'm here for. You can send me a voice memo. You can send me an email. You can even go to my website, to the connection section, and send me a message. I would love to connect with you. I would love to pray over you, my friend, to encourage you, to uplift you. And this is what God has put on my heart today. I want to talk to you about 6 powerful ways to release negative emotions. So I'm talking about when you're frustrated, when you're bitter, resentful, maybe even angry, just when you're grieving, when you're sad, when you're disappointed, just when things feel blah. Those unpleasant feelings and emotions that we all experience. How do you process them so they don't stay in your body and they don't come out in negative ways towards your family and loved ones? That's what we'll talk about today. But before we get into it, did you know that you can get a free resource that I put together? It's 5 effective and simple ways to reduce overwhelm when you're feeling triggered. All right. So you know how when you're feeling so triggered with your kids, you're about to explode and blow up, but you know you shouldn't, and you know that it's not going to be helpful. How do you actually calm your mind and body in those moments? So in the show notes, there's a link for you to go to my website and sign up to get that free resource. It's going to be so helpful for you. It's practical, actionable things you can start doing today to actually calm your nervous system and your body when you feel really triggered and you're about to overreact. So, and you will also get on my email list. And every week I send you an email with episode updates and simple tips that you can start implementing today to make life a little bit easier and less overwhelming. Sometimes it's encouraging words, sometimes it's a life story, something that's been happening behind the scenes with me at home with the kiddos. Also, if you're on my email list, you get the best discounts for the things that are coming up. By the way, in April is my birthday and I will be offering some discounts. So you go ahead and sign up for that freebie and get on my email list. All right, friend. Anyways, let's get into this episode. What are some ways to process and release negative emotions? I think we've all been there, right? Let's say even you had a conflict with your spouse. That is even a simple, silly thing, right? You are feeling bitter, resentful, you feel frustrated. Maybe you don't feel seen or heard, and you feel these negative feelings that are coming up, and it's coming out in your tone, in your words. So what do? Maybe it's towards your kids, right? We've all been there. I've been there. And I can tell you that even though I teach all this stuff, I encounter these things often on a regular basis. The good thing is that I have tools and I know what I need to do to implement and to support myself. And I know what my go-to are. So if we don't do healthy ways of coping, we're going to do unhealthy ways. You're going to cope somehow. Okay. We oftentimes, if we don't release our emotions in a healthy way, we will either take it out on others by saying hurtful things and damaging things and damaging relationships when that happens, or even physically hurting others. We either turn it in on ourselves and with a lot of negative self-talk, and that contributes to depression and anxiety. And it's just lots of negative words like, I'm the worst, I suck, I'm not meant to be a mom, I'm the worst wife ever, nobody loves me, just things like that. I always screw up, I can never do anything right. There's just negative self-talk. Or we cope in negative, unhealthy ways, and that is by drinking. Some of us might even do drugs, maybe it's marijuana or something like that. And I'm not judging you here. I'm just saying I know women in my life that use that to cope, and it's not helpful. Sometimes it's pornography addiction. Sometimes it's shopping. Sometimes it's eating, emotional eating to cope. Okay. Sometimes it's just scrolling on our phones. Those are some ways that a lot of us deal with uncomfortable emotions. And I tell you, my go-to is to escape and to want to be on my phone and scroll. And one thing that has been helpful is not having social media on my phone anymore. My phone oftentimes feels useless. I'll just be honest here with you. And so that is actually my go-to. When I feel uncomfortable, when I feel frustrated, when I feel overwhelmed, I want to escape by going and being on my phone. And I know that's not helpful. I know that it actually makes me feel worse later on. And that's why I'm going to give you some tips, things you can start implementing today to release and process negative emotions. Just sometimes overwhelm, sometimes it's frustration, sometimes it's just feeling weary and exhausted. Sometimes it's anger. And I had an episode earlier about like healthy ways to release anger, like physical ways to release anger. But this one is more about like those emotions, releasing them in emotional ways. Okay. So number 1 is pray. Talk to God. This is how I do it. And I actually combine it with the other ones. And talking to God like a friend, literally just venting to Him, emotionally vomiting to Him that you're struggling, that you're having a hard time. Not in a way that, oh, you suck, you made my life so miserable, why aren't you doing anything? But like, God, I'm having a really hard time today with my kids. I'm really struggling. No one is listening to me. I feel so overwhelmed. My husband's not around to help. I'm just so exhausted. Please help me. Or, God, I'm so confused. Why are you not answering our prayer? I've been asking you, I've been praying you for months, for years, and you're not answering. I'm so confused. I feel resentful and bitter towards you. Please soften my heart. Help me understand what's going on. Or if you're praying about your spouse and he's doing something that's hurting you, upsetting you, pray to God. Tell Him what's going on. Like you're talking to a best friend. Talk to Him. Ask Him to come into your life and to help you, change perspective. Or, soften your heart, show you where you are wrong, or show you where you need to take steps and action steps for Him to take over the situation, whatever it might be, asking God for help and just praying to Him. Okay. Or number 2, you can talk about it to a safe person. So let's say sometimes when I have struggles with my kiddos, my mom is an amazing person to talk to. I can talk to my mom and vent to her in a good way, not in the sense like I'm complaining, but like I'm struggling. I'm having a really hard time. I'm not sure what to do. This is what happened. This is what's going on. I feel this and this and this. Just having a safe person who you can talk to and vent to, like an individual who can give you a hug, literally, or pray over you. I have some friends here that I can chat to on my phone, and it's like a voice message we send over, and a friend that would pray over me, and I can say, hey, I'm having a really hard time right now. Could you please pray over me? Having even someone pray over you in a voice message if they're not able to come over and spend time with you. But that is another way to kind of release that cooped up negative emotions in a healthy way, and to talk to a safe person who will just help you feel seen, heard, understood, validate you, and encourage you. Or just say nothing, just be there for you and not condemn you. We need those friendships in our lives. And if you don't have one, my friend, pray for one, for God to send you someone like that, and He will. Number 3 is crying. Crying is awesome. Well, in a sense that it helps you release your emotions. Have you ever had one of those days where everything just feels so much overwhelming? Everything is just like piling up, and then you get to that point where you just can't, and you just break down and you cry. And even though the situation is exactly the same, the circumstances are the same, you feel better because you release that emotion. And if you are not a crier, my friend, I just want to let you know it's okay. to cry. I remember getting together with a friend here and we were chatting, and she was going through a lot of hard stuff in her life. And she was saying, like, I don't ever cry. I feel like I always have to stay strong for my family. My kids should never see me cry. I'm like, what? Like, my kids see me cry often. And it's not a weakness. It's just a healthy way to release that emotion. You are human. You're allowed to break down and cry. And when you do, you release that emotion in a healthy way instead of taking it out on your family in a negative way. So I combine it sometimes with praying. I will pray to God and cry. And so I get two at the same time. And another one is moving your body. Moving that energy in your body, going for a walk if possible. I don't know if you have a treadmill, go work out at the gym, do a workout video, go jump on the trampoline, listen to worship music and dance it off or something like that. But physically moving your body is another way to release emotions in a healthy way. Okay, and so sometimes when I'm having a hard time, I remember it was like a couple months ago, had a conflict with my husband. I'm like, you know what? I have to go for a walk. Otherwise, I'm going to say things I'm going to regret. And I don't want to do this to our relationship. I am not in a good place right now emotionally to say anything hopeful or useful. I have to go for a walk. And so I literally just went for a walk by myself. And when I went for a walk, I had a pretend conversation with my husband, pretended that he was next to me, and I was saying all the things I wanted to say to him. It was not really nice. I was kind of rude and nasty, but you know what? I got it out in a safe way, and he wasn't there to hear it. And, I had headphones in, so nobody knew that I was actually, talking to myself. And I released it, and I felt so much better when I came back also on that walk. Then I prayed to God, venting to God how upset I am, and asking him to reveal to me where I am wrong, reveal to my husband if he's wrong in this situation. And I was just literally venting and talking to God. So I was moving my body, I was praying and talking to God. And then comes in the next one is listening to worship music or singing worship music. After I was done venting to God and praying to him, I turned on some worship music and I was just listening to music for the rest of the walk and singing some songs. And that's like number 5 is listening to worship music or also singing the songs. And you can even dance with it. So like combining them, multiple of them together. And so those are like healthy ways. You're not hurting anyone else. You're not hurting anyone with your words. You're not hurting anyone with your actions. You're processing and releasing those negative cooped up emotions. I mean, they're not bad emotions. They're just unpleasant emotions. I call them negative because they just don't feel good in your body in a healthy way. And number 6 is journaling. Journaling your thoughts, or like just, I call it emotional vomiting into my journal. And I will be literally like, this is what's going on. This is what I feel. This is why I feel. He said this and I said this and I responded and reacted and I'm mad and I'm feeling this and everyone is bothering me. Everyone's annoying me. Like literally just emotionally vomit into that journal. It's a safe place. If you feel like somebody might read it, burn it, get rid of it, rip it up later. The thing is, it's coming out of your brain and on paper. It's not staying in your mind and your brain anymore, okay? That's the important part. I also oftentimes write prayers into my journal. So instead of saying things out loud, I will write down a prayer to God and be like, God, I'm so confused. Where are you? Why are you not answering my prayer? Like I've asked you this multiple times. I need your help. Could you please do this? Could you help us out? Like whatever it is, like whatever the situation, circumstances, like I feel like I'm a terrible mom. I yelled at my kids today. God, please forgive me. Please renew my heart. Give me a patient spirit with my children. Help me be compassionate and understanding. Like literally praying to God in your journal, like write it all down. All right. So here's to recap: praying or talking to God. Number 2, talking to a safe person. Number 3, crying. Number 4, moving your body. Number 5, listening to worship music or singing worship music, or just other music if you prefer. And number 6, journaling. Journaling, just what you're feeling or like a prayer to God. Okay, it often requires us to remove ourselves from others and be alone with God or by ourselves to literally process our feelings. We need that white space in our lives to have the ability to do this, which means you need to look kind of like at your schedule and see what things you need to say no to. So I will link some episodes below of like how to look at your priorities in your life right now and let go of things that are not serving you. Because if you feel burned out and overwhelmed, it is very likely that you literally have too many things on your plate. You're overcommitted and you have no time and space for yourself to allow yourself to process and release emotions. This is part of self-care. Like what I just listed, releasing your emotions, that is a healthy way to take care of yourself. Because if you suppress it, you're going to deal with these emotions in some way and it's going to be unhealthy. We talked about that. It's either turning it out on others, it's either turning it in on yourself with negative self-talk, or suppressing it with unhealthy coping. You deal with these feelings and uncomfortable emotions in some way already. I'm giving you suggestions to deal with it in a healthy way. And by the way, Mama, if you are struggling with this and you've read books and you've listened to podcasts and you've bought courses, but nothing has worked, my friend, it is possible that you need some individual support and guidance, and that's what I'm here for. You can book a call with me, a 45-minute session, and I can guide you through some of these things, and then we can have an accountability for another week where I stick around with you and ask you questions, making sure you're implementing. You ask me questions, and I'm here for you. I'm here, my friend, to support you on this motherhood journey. I've been in a place like that where things feel really dark and hopeless and overwhelming, and I feel like a failure and I'm yelling and screaming at my kids. I promise you, you are meant for so much more than that. God did not create you to be a mom for you to feel like the worst mom in the world. He did not give you your children and call them a blessing to make you feel so bad about yourself. That is not God. That is from the enemy. He wants you to stay there. My friend, you can also reach out to me and see if you're interested in further coaching. Like, pray over it. See where God leads you. I am here, my friend, to guide you and support you. I know that you are the best mama for your kids, and I want you to actually feel like a good mama, and that is possible. I promise you that's possible. All right, my friend, don't forget to download that free resource that I have for you, 5 ways to reduce overwhelm when you're feeling triggered and calm your mind and body. So in the show notes, there's a link for that. So go get it, go grab it, get on my email list. I would be so excited to connect with you, my friend. And until next time.
Hey mama, do you find yourself snapping over the smallest things, like spilled milk or constant whining, then feeling horrible afterwards? If you're tired of losing your temper and you want to show up with more patience, I have something for you. It's a free training called How to Be More Patient with Your Kids so you're not screaming over spilled milk. Inside, I'll walk you through 10 simple things you can start doing today to become a calmer, more Christ-like mom, even on the hard days. To get it for free, just leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and send a screenshot to hello@emotionallyhealthylegacy.com. Or if you'd rather skip the wait, you can grab it right now for just $27. The link is in the show notes. Let's help you become the peaceful, patient mom your kids need.